What's up everybody, this is Josh here with Basement Level Magic. It's been a little time since I have done a Battle for Zendikar draft. Been doing a lot of standard lately, and if you haven't checked out our No J standard lists, go ahead and check those out. Going to be continuing to record more stuff with those. Trying to put up at least 1 to 2 decks a week. So be sure to go back and check those out. Alright, so we have opened a bomb. It's called Quarantine Field. This is definitely one of the better cards that you can open in Limited. Quarantine Field, it's XX white. Allows you to exile any number, or the X number of target permanents. So it's definitely one of the better removals you can get. I personally really like playing white in this format, so it actually is very fitting for me. There's not another good white card in this pack. There's actually not great cards, period. Touch of the Void would probably be my second pick. Outside of that, I mean, Ulamog's Despoiler is decent. It's not really... I mean, if you're in like a blue-black strategy, you can definitely try to get some exile effects going. But we'll take Quarantine Field. Hopefully we'll have it way over here doing its duty. Alright, so this time... Aligned Hedron Network is not exactly one of the better rares. It just doesn't come into play very often. And Circling Fissure is probably a fine card. We could look to go with that if we were possibly going to do like a blue-white Awaken deck, which is a very strong strategy. Sheer Drop is outright removal. I mean, it's kind of conditional. It's sometimes a bummer. It really just kind of throws you off curve because you have to make sure that if you're ahead, which a lot of times you are if you're playing white, they have to be attacking in to get it. And so it just gets awkward at times. I'm going to go ahead and take the Sheer Drop, though. I do really like the blue-white Awaken deck, and I'd like to be able to get some of that. Otherwise, Transgress the Mind is a decent card. It's a way to go get any Eldrazi out of your opponent's hand, but if they're doing a really low-cost deck, you're not going to get the greatest of... not the greatest of returns on it. So that was kind of a poor pack. Here, well, we've got a couple different ways to go. Royal's Retribution is a very strong card, I feel. Just dealing 5 damage to attacking creatures or blocking is really strong. Touch of the Void is good as well. Dealing 3 damage. I don't know that we want to mess with red right now. Calestra Healer is definitely the top card to get if you are doing a black-white life gain deck. Courier Griffin also is very strong. I may just... yeah, I think I want to stay white, and I want to go with either Courier Griffin or Royal's Retribution. Gruuldra's Overseer is not one of the cards that I'm looking to play. Just costs too much for what it does. I'm gonna take the removal. Whoop. So right now we've got 3 removal spells all in white. Ooh, Tajuru Warcaller is a really strong card. Once again, there's another Calestra Healer. If we had taken the one last pack, I would definitely say going into that would be strong. I think the Warcaller is just going to be too good, though. We are in white, which supports allies greatly. The Deathless Behemoth, playing white, which doesn't have a lot of exile effects. I say that yet we have a Quarantine Field, but for the most part, you're not exiling much with Deathless Behemoth. And so a 4th pick Warcaller, I think, is definitely going to be the way to go, and we'll look to build some kind of green-white allies and possibly splash for red or black. But the Warcaller on pick 4 is a great sign that green is probably open. Green has been open on Magic Online quite a bit recently. There's a lot of articles and talk out there about how bad green is in this format. Here I think I'll take another Sheer Drop. Otherwise, I'd be happy to take a Oran Reef Invoker. There's a Hagra Sharpshooter. But after passing 2 Calestra Healers, I don't anticipate us getting involved in the black-white or any type of black ally strategy right now. If the Oran Reef Invoker were a ally, I think I would put it a little bit higher, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and take another removal spell. So far we're just going mono removal, and again we'll take a Smite the Monstrous here. Oracle of Dust is a decent card. We could definitely look to do that, but I mean, even a Stone Fury is a decent option for us. I think I'm just going to continue to take all the white removal spells that we can get, and there's a green ally, Tajiro Beastmaster. With us taking so many good white cards, makes me think that we will get hooked up with the early white drops for the ally deck. But unfortunately, I mean, it's looking right now like we're just a high drop kind of deck. But I think this is probably going to come together. Alright, so not really a great pack for us here. Myers Malice is a very strong card. I've been very impressed with this one. Vestige of Emrakul is great in any of the red Devoid strategies. And actually it's a decent card anyway. I'm tempted to take that. Otherwise, Void Attendant, you know, it's a 2/3. We're not going to be exiling a lot. I might just take it because, you know, it's the only thing that kind of somewhat is playable in our deck right now. Here's an Arcana Assassin. I might take that on a hedge. You know, if it's possible that any of those Calestra healers came back around, we'll take it. And it is an ally, so if we want to go a 3-color like Abzan ally deck, we can do so. Here, Earthen Arms. Yeah, it's not a great card, but it'll do. Lithomancer's Focus is a great combat spell, or combat trick. Ooh, Calestra Healer actually is still in this pack. If it's in the next pack, we are... Alright, so it wasn't. But we can, you know, let's see if we can possibly end up in an Abzan ally strategy. We'll take the Invoker here. It's not an ally, but it is a good card. I'm just going to grab some basic lands. Got to make sure I have nice full art lands for all my decks, you know. If you're not going to take a card that matters to you, why not take a pretty land? So a decent first pack there. Right now I'm not planning on playing black, but we'll see where this goes. That Calestra Healer making it all the way around was pretty impressive for me. Here we've got another Gruuldra's Overseer, which we're not really looking to play. Bane of Balaget is a great card. If you haven't played this or played against it, it's just a beating. We may definitely look to do that. Otherwise, we could look to do Lifespring Druid. I don't like taking that over something as powerful as Bane of Balaget, though. This card is just, you know, when it hits the table, it really is difficult to deal with. Otherwise, we do have an Expedition Envoy, which is a ally. It's an early drop, which could also just be better for us. You know, we've got the Warcaller and the Beastmaster to pump our guys. I think it's probably smarter to take the Expedition Envoy. I know that sheer power, Bane of Balaget is hands down way better, though. Yeah, I can't turn that down. Alright, so we have Lifespring Druid, McKindy Patrol. There's some good blue and black cards with Mist Intruder and Myers Malice. Not really what we're looking to do, though. Retreat to Valakut would be a very good card in a red aggressive deck. Tunneling Geopede is strong. There's definitely some decent cards in this pack. I think I'm going to take the Lifespring Druid, hoping that we may be able to make it a 3-color deck. The Calestra Healer is definitely the card that I'd love to get playing. And and seeing it, more than 10 picks in pack 1 gives me a good idea that we might be able to do it. Alright, so here we do have a Tajuru Stalwart, which would hopefully come in as a 3/4 if we're playing 3 colors. Core Entanglers is a decent card. It's kind of expensive for the ally strategy though, and I personally like Core Castigator a little bit more. Sorry about that. But I think the Stalwart is just a stronger card. We're going to need to find a way to splash another color to make this a 3/4. Otherwise, we'll be a little bit disappointed in it compared to the Core Castigator. I'm going to take the Stalwart here. Ooh. So Zulaport Cutthroat is a great card for us. Once again, we're going to need the fixing. It's going to be probably tough unless we can get an Evolving Wilds or 2. But if we can have a Zulaport Cutthroat, Callistra Healer, Nakana Assassin, and end up in a 3-color ally deck, I think we're going to be really, really happy to have it. Alright, so there's another Sheer Drop, but I think Gideon's Reproach is better. Grove Tender Druids is actually the card that I'm looking to play, though. We are already base green-white. So Grove Tender Druids is definitely one of the cards that we want to go after. Lifespring Druid is going to be a card that we are going to prioritize also. Gideon's Reproach would be really good, but we do have a decent amount of removal already. And I think this is just going to help us go wide. We do have 2 of the enablers for the pump spells. And it is an ally, in case you didn't notice. Alright, so here we've got a couple different options. Resolute Blademaster is a bomb in an ally deck. Giving all your guys double strike is really important. I just don't... if I'm already hoping to play black, it'd be really difficult. I mean, this card is definitely one that you'd be able to play on the splash a bit easier than these black cards that I'm hoping to play. So I'm going to go with the early drop, the Core Castigator. Otherwise, Stonehaven Medic is definitely a fine pickup. But I want to be an aggressive an aggressive ally deck here. Seek the Wilds definitely is a good card for us. We want to be able to make sure that we hit our land drops and get all our colors online. Horribly Awry is probably the strongest card in this pack. Coralhelm Guide and Culling Drone are fine for the Devoid strategy. The Incubator Drone is a really good one, but they are not going to help us. Alright, so here we, Shadow Glider, Oran Reef Invoker, and Smite the Monstrous all are real strong choices. Even Call of the Scions. I think I'm going to take the Flyer. I just want to have some kind of way to get around our opponent. Alright, so there's a Plummet, but I'm going to go ahead and take the ally. We got to get our ally strategy going. The second pack has been a bit, a bit frustrating personally. It's not quite as straightforward as I thought we were in pack 1. I'll take the white card. We know that we're going to be playing white. Here I'll take the Myers Malice. We might be able to bring that in. I'm not looking to play something like a Blister Pod. Inspired Charge is, I don't know, it's not the greatest. Here we'll take another Stalwart. It's an ally, and we have a chance at making it a 3/4. I'm gonna get the Dispel out of there. I don't plan on playing it, but I don't want our opponents to have it either. Doubt we'll play Earthen Arms. Right now we're not sure if we're going to play these black cards. They're all really strong in this deck. But if it's going to be too difficult, especially to try to play it on turn 2, I don't know that we'll benefit from doing it. Alright, so there's another Calestra healer. Otherwise, Plated Crusher is just huge in this format. Hexproof is really strong. Lifespring Druid we could really use if we're looking to play these black cards. Shadow Glider, the 2/2 flyer, is certainly a card that we would like to have. Otherwise, Brood Butcher even. So it's a 3/3 that makes a 1/1. Sack a creature and a target creature gets -2/2. Not quite the worth the splash for me. I think the outright strongest card for this deck is the healer. It's just whether we can get our mana online is going to be the tough thing. Let's try it. This is probably ill-advisable. Alright, Core Blade Whirl is what we're looking to do here. Complete Disregard is probably the strongest card in this pack, easily. But I do want to make sure I have all my ally synergies working. Yeah, we'll take the Core Blade Whirl here. Core Entanglers is decent, but that card, you know, it's just expensive for an ally that doesn't do quite as much as some of the gold ally cards. Cliffside Lookout, we'll look for that to come back around to us. Ooh, Nissa's Renewal, but there's another Calestra healer. We're not looking to do a ton of ramp, but getting 7 life gain in one of our main colors is really important. You know, I could end up being more of a base black. Brood Monitor is definitely a good card here. You know, this 3-color allies, we're going to push it to its limits, I think, because I want to take this other Calestra healer. Alright, so not much for us in this pack. We do have a Bone Splinters. Cloud Manta, I think, is the best card in the pack. Merc Strider is decent. Unnatural Aggression is okay. Scour from Existence. I feel like for the most part you want one of those at least in your deck, or at least available to you, so you may want it in your sideboard at least. Otherwise, best card for this pack, or for this deck, might be Fortified Rampart. We're not super aggressive. We're looking more at the life gain, mana, or life drain style. I'm going to take the Scour from Existence and put it in the sideboard. There's McKinney Patrol or Tajuru Beastmaster. I'm going to go ahead and take the Patrol. A lot of times green cards will wheel. And so I just want the earlier ally. We're not looking to splash red for Chasm Guide. Cloud Manta, once again, in this pack is strong. If we were looking to splash red, I would love to have Fire Mantle Mage. I think that card is actually, it's possibly constructed playable, especially if you're looking to build a allies deck. I'm just going to take the sideboard Plummet card. Okay, so Encircling Fissure. I think I'm definitely going to take that over the second Plummet. Herald of Kozilek being in this pack is quite surprising at this point in time. Blue-Red Devoid is one of the strongest decks out there. There's another Stone Fury, so it doesn't look like people are in red, at least not from this direction. I'm going to take the Encircling Fissure. Ooh. You know, maybe we're just... Maybe green is our third color, is what I'm starting to think. Because Bloodbound Vampire at this point is a huge sign that the black-white life gain is there for us. It's there for the taking. Angelic Gift might not be a horrible option for us because we don't have a lot of ways to get around our opponents, but I think I'm going to take the Great Horn. Alright, so Cliffside Lookout and Core Entanglers. I think I might go for the Core Entanglers this time. Cliffside Lookout is decent, but I'd rather have just a little bit bigger body. And we found a Cliffside Lookout anyway. Here we'll take the Sandstone Bridge. We could take the Scythe Leopard, but yeah, we've kind of moved past green. I think I'm going to take the Vampiric Rites. I don't know if I'll play it in the main board, but we definitely have the chance now. Alright, this deck, that draft was all over the place. We ended up with a decent deck, though, in my opinion. Bane of Alaged doesn't make a ton of sense, but it's just a card that if you get to the late game is super strong. Alright, so let's take a look at this. Shadow Glider, I'm going to side out. It doesn't fit the theme. Encircling Fissure, we can side out. We can bring it in against any of the real aggressive strategies. Undo Greathorn doesn't fit the theme as well. We are going to have... The one difficulty with green being our splash color is that Tajira Warcaller, the reason to play green is double green. And we did not see... I don't even think we saw a Evolving Wilds. I just think that the black gives us a bit stronger deck than if we were going with the green-white that we started out as. I think black is generally a stronger color. I think that the black-white life gain is one of the strongest decks. I don't know that we... Bane of Alaged, I might side it in if it's like a game that goes really long. We can end up with that. I'm not sure if Vampiric Rites is the right card for this. I do like the fact that you get to gain a life and draw a card, but we don't really want to waste a lot of our creatures, so I'm going to side that out. The Beastmaster, I'm not sure how much... I mean, if we're really thinking about the splash, the Beastmaster is probably better than the Warcaller, just because it's going to be easier for us to cast, but also we could look at cutting a Stalwart. Or even bring in like a Lifespring Druid. I mean, if we take out the two Stalwarts, we're down to 15. Most of our... Basically every creature is an ally. Yeah, every creature is an ally right now, even. Maybe we just play one stalwart. It's going to be tough to get this war caller online, but if we can, it's going to be so important to us. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep it like this. Otherwise, I could possibly side out another cliffside lookout. That actually might be the best option. We'll go ahead and add. I think at 864 is a decent breakdown. We just need to make sure that we have probably white in our opening hand. Black is super important though to us as well. Boy, this this is kind of janky, but hey, let's give it a try. We're having fun here. All right, thanks guys. This is Josh here with Basement Level Magic. Go ahead and see how this deck does, and hit that subscribe button if you enjoy these. Let us know what you think. All right, I'll see you in round one.